Yeah, so what we were discussing is that this was about the auto antibodies detection. So this is something which has come up in the recent advancements of TFT, the thyroid function test. So I'll summarize what all we discussed, and then I'll tell you the pharmacology, and we will discuss one case, and then we will end the discussion. Okay. Then we will end the discussion. So come back to the discussion. Yeah. So we discussed TFTs. Okay. So before that we discussed the normal axis of the functioning of the or the production of the thyroid hormones, that is T3 and T4. We also saw that T3 is more active than T4. T4 is also known as thyroxine hormone. Someone is answering me. Okay, it's all audible. Okay, it's all audible. Continue with the session. So we discussed the axis of production, and on the basis of which we can divide it whether it is primary or secondary hypo and hyperthyroidism. Then we discuss about the production of the thyroid hormone inside or within the thyroid follicles. That is, it comes. There are 4 steps, as I already told you: trapping, oxidation, thyroidization, tyrosination or organification, and then release. Coupling. This is coupling, fourth step, and then finally release in the plasma, and then peripheral plasma conversion, peripheral conversion of the hormone also happens, because T4 maximally is converted into T3. Why? Because yes, correct, because T3 is more active than T4, and so most of the T4 thyroxine hormone is converted to T3, that is the active form or the potent form. Now the question after that we discussed was the TFTs one by one. So we will estimate T3, T4, why and how, TSH and T3, T4 and TRH I have already explained to you. Then there is other test, that is radioactive iodine. I have already told you the doses, 25 to 100 microcuries for diagnostic purpose. Over 24 hours it is 10 to 30%, 10 to 30% is consumed or ingested by the normal person, but less consumed in case of the person with some defect. And thyroid hormone binding protein, that is TBGs, we already saw thyroid hormone binding proteins. That thyroid hormone binding protein, as I told you, that most of the thyroid hormones T3 and T4 are in the I told you here, they are mostly in the protein bound format, maximum percentage. So I told you it wrongly before, then I corrected myself, and I am repeating the corrected statement which I made, that protein bound format more. तो जब भी T3 T4 का प्रोडक्शन बढ़ेगा तो उसको बाइंड होने का नीड बढ़ेगा. So you will need of this protein binding hormone of the thyroid hormone will increase. So increase T3, increase protein, that is thyroid hormone binding protein, TBP. This will increase. This suggests that there is increased production on T3 T4. That is hyperthyroidism. Okay, I think I have clarified this concept. Now let me make you good with the pharmacology aspect of this thyroid functioning. Okay, and I'm sure that you will be able to remember it because it is very simple. Okay, I will use some other colored pen. Okay, focus on this now. It is very easy. See, pharmacology, I will tell you how to remember. One of the best things is that I was giving you one example of the factory, if you remember. Where is that? Yeah, it is here. See, factory में raw material और production. अभी तुम्हारा factory अगर over production कर रहा है, तो what can be the 2 options with you? I will zoom it. Wait. Yeah. What can be the 2 options if this is overactive? You will either start inhibiting the products, or but what will happen? You will have to give it continuously. Or what you will do? उसका supply कम कर दोगे, raw material ही कम कर दोगे. Understanding? Yes. Now we are not working at the, but already body is having such kind of mechanism, that is negative feedback mechanism. So if already T3 T4 production is more, body will give what? Negative feedback mechanism, as I have already explained you here. Where is that diagram? Just a minute. Yeah, it is here. अरे किधर गया? Yeah, body will give you the negative feedback mechanism, and so T3 T4 production अगर ज़्यादा है तो नेगेटिव फीडबैक से क्या हो जाएगा? TSH का प्रोडक्शन मेंटेन हो जाएगा. तो अगर तुम इसको फिर से इनिबिट करोगे तो देयर कैन बी चांसेस ऑफ ऑकरेंस ऑफ व्हाट? Hypothyroidism. So what you do, you don't reduce the levels of this, you reduce the production of this, that is T3 and T4. How? By inhibiting the steps within the formation, within the thyroid during the formation of this T3 and T4. Understanding what I am trying to say? I will repeat myself. See, the body already has a negative feedback mechanism by which it decreases the release of TSH and TRH when there is excessive production of T3 and T4. This is normal physiology which we have discussed. Now the question is that how do we decrease this T3 and T4, the hyperactivity of thyroid? तो थायराइड में जो प्रोसेस से T3 T4 बन रहा है, जिससे प्रोडक्शन ज्यादा हो रहा है, उस प्रोडक्शन के स्टेप्स को हम इनहिबिट करेंगे. दैट इज दिस. Okay, now focus on this. I told you, once you're perfect with this, it is going to be easy for you for pharmacology as well. How are you going to decrease it? You will inhibit these steps simply 1, 2, 3, 4 and the release. So the most common agent, I will just enumerate, I will not tell the doses and all because first year people will not need it, it is already additional to you. Okay, so the most common agent which is used is the iodine trapping agent. Inhibition of this iodine. आता मुळात गाडी सुरू कुठून झाली? आयोडाइड आयनच्या ट्रॅपिंग वरून. जर आयोडाइड आयनच नसेल, इथे ट्रॅप होतच नसेल, तर त्याचा आयोडीन बनणारच नाही, ते टायरोसिन सोबत कंबाईन होणारच नाही, and you will not get the hormone. So simply you will trap this iodine. How? By ionic inhibitors. There is some channel, no? By the gate it is entering. So you will use ionic inhibitors. This is an ion. This is an anion. So you will use ionic inhibitors. For example, nitrates, NO3 2 minus or NO3, yeah, nitrates. Then percolates. You people will answer better because you have recently given needs. Percolates means what? ClO4. Okay. And thiocyanate. That is SCN. I will write these on a new page, fresh page. See, iodine, ion or anion inhibitors. This means inhibitors. Okay. So what you are using, example is nitrates, thiocyanates, ClO4, that is perchlorates. Okay, thiocyanates, perchlorates and nitrates. I am damn sure if second year students see these videos from our college, they will kill me saying that I am not teaching them. No matter. Nitrates, thiocyanates and perchlorates. Okay, these are the agents which are आयोडीन का जो आयन है, एनायन है, उसको इनहिबिट करने वाले. ये चैनल को इधर ही इनहिबिट कर देंगे, ट्रैपिंग ही नहीं होने देंगे. सो दे आर क्रॉसिंग विच स्टेप? ट्रैपिंग. Okay. Then next type of agents are which will inhibit or block the hormone synthesis. Hormone synthesis. These are the most commonly used agents and they are called as thiamides. Thiamides. Now thioamides. Okay. What these thiamides examples are? Propyl, thiouracil, methimazole and carbimazole. Now this carbimazole gets converted into methimazole, which is the active product. Carbimazole, it gets in the body. This you will learn in pharmacology. See, what is their action? They will block the hormone synthesis. Means what? They will block this 2 and 3. That is, ये आयोडाइड का आयोडीन नहीं होने देते और आयोडीन और टायरोसिन को ज्वाइन नहीं होने देते टू फॉर्म MIT. This is their action. Understood? Yes. And so we discussed iodine trapping is inhibited, hormone synthesis is inhibited by thiamides. One more is अभी बन गया हार्मोन, but hormone release is inhibited. Hormone release is inhibited. Okay, hormone release, see this here, hormone is formed but hormone release is inhibited, as I told you, already shown with the pink arrow. This is inhibited. The agents are iodine itself. Mechanism is not much known, but iodine it is used. Okay, okay, iodide, sodium iodide, potassium iodide. Maybe it is also giving the negative feedback mechanism. Iodide is there, so iodine it is not getting released. Okay, Lugol's iodine, which you use in your physiology experiments, is also used here. And last but not the least, ये किसी से भी काम नहीं हुआ, तो what you will do? You will give Brahmastra, as you all are observing Mahabharata and Ramayana. Radioactive iodine for what? For destruction of the gland. So different agents are used. This is 131. As I told you, therapeutic use. Diagnostic we saw. How much is the dose? Yes, correct. 25 to 100 microcurie. Here it is 5 to 10 millicurie. Single dose is sufficient. But most of them land up in hypothyroidism post-therapeutic the therapeutic use of this radioactive iodine. Most of them land in hypothyroidism, so they have to be supplemented with the thyroid hormone. Now tell me, as you saw, that this peripheral conversion is occurring. Matlab kya? T4 is getting converted to T3. So if there is some problem because of which this T4 is not forming, but this will not happen, because in coupling MIT plus MIT DIT बनता है, MIT plus DIT ये TIT बनता है, triiodo, and DIT plus DIT becomes T4. Okay. Now, so coupling अगर एक का होगा तो बाकी का भी होगा. So T4. But if there is hypothyroidism, if there is no secretion of T3 and T4 or decreased secretion, then what you will do? You will give supplementation of what? T3. Because most of the T3 is getting converted into what? T4. Or you can also give just T4, because most of them it is getting converted to T3. Understood? But which one of them will you prefer? Come on, can anyone guess? Can anyone guess and tell me? Which one will you prefer? Yes, anyone? Anyone? Can anyone answer me in the chat box? Yes, I am waiting for your answer. Whether you will give T3 or you will give T4. You will give, yes, correct. I am waiting. Someone says T3. T3. Yes. Actually, this was the MCQ I had found out. Now I am not able to recall it. This is a wonderful question they will ask you in the Viva. I am not able to recall. Yes. Someone said T3. What do the others say? Anyone? I am not sure, but it is mostly T4. Okay, you can confirm it. It's mostly T4. Why? Because it is peripherally anyways going to get converted to T3. It is peripherally going to get converted to T3. And that T3 is the active form. You put it, it will get used. You put it, it will get used. So, they will mostly give T4, that is thyroxine tablets. Okay, the patient is asked to take the thyroxine tablets every morning, empty stomach. Every morning, empty stomach. So it is the thyroxine tablets which are given. That is the T4 tablets. Okay, this is the answer. Now, jate I will discuss just one. Okay, I am not telling you in detail the indications and the doses and the side effects and the adverse effects. Sorry, of all these drugs, because you are not in second year right now and I am not teaching you pharmacology. If it would have been a pharmacology class, I would have gone into the details. Why propylthiouracil is preferred over others, or why carbimazole is preferred and all that. It is actually carbimazole, why it is preferred. I am not going in details for you guys. And one last and not the least. इतना सब discuss किया भैया, लेकिन the question is, first you should know the normal range. then only you can see the report and assess. Now don't give me the idiotic reason that in the report they mention what is the normal range. Being a physician, being a clinician, being a surgeon, you must know that what is the normal range. So normal serum T3 levels is 86 to 187 nanograms of per deciliter. See 86 और उसके आगे 1 लगा दो 87, 187, okay, 86 to 187. Normal serum T4 levels 4.5 to 12.5 microgram per deciliter. Means what? T4 level are comparatively more. This is in nanograms, this is in micrograms. Okay. And normal TSH levels in the serum are 0.3 to 5 micro international units per ml of the plasma. So this you should never forget, this you should always remember. And last but not the least, when you will do surgery, जब भी पेशेंट को थायराइड एडिनोमा मीन्स व्हाट, फॉलिकुलर कार्सिनोमा, द एडिनोमा का बहुत बड़ा क्लासिफिकेशन है, यू विल रीड इन सर्जरी पैथोलॉजी, आई एम नॉट गोइंग इन डिटेल्स. थायराइड सिस्ट, नाउ इट डिपेंड्स वेदर इट इज unilateral or bilateral. Okay. In cases of Graves, what you will do? TSH levels are in milli units is the discussion. I'm not sure, what I had read is micro international units. I can just cross check for you within a moment. Just hold on. Actually, I was using a new book, so I don't know. Yeah, it is micro. It is micro international units. Someone discussed that it is milli, no, it's micro international units. I checked it just now again. Okay, so Graves disease, what you will do? You will first give therapy. You will give all the kinds of therapy, but it is an autoimmune disease. So what you have to do? You have to go for immune therapy. How you are going to disrupt those auto antibodies? Okay. So otherwise what you will do, तुमने ग्लैंड ही निकाल दिया तो उसके ऊपर के रिसेप्टर भी निकल जाएंगे. So न बचेगी बांस, न बचेगी बांसुरी, like that it is. What is happening? See, the gland is having the TSH receptor, and TSH receptor, to this TSH receptor the auto antibodies are coming and joining. I mean, they are connecting, and so the production is increased. T3, T4 production is increased. So what you do? You remove the gland. You do subtotal thyroidectomy, and then there will be no receptors along with the gland. Receptors also gone. So auto antibodies will be of no use. ये किधर act करेंगे? If this is only not there, on which structure will they act? Understood? So this way things can be done. Indications and all you can discuss. And the last but not the least thing, one case I have for you guys, I want to discuss. I got a photograph of that case. It is very simple. It is very, very, very simple. Yeah, this is the case. See this. It is on your screen. आपके screen पर. A 43-year-old female experienced depression, menstrual abnormalities, lack of concentration, bradycardia, and the latest history of constipation. Her physician referred her to a pathology laboratory for thyroid function test. Her blood test report was as follows. T3 levels were 65 nanograms per deciliter, which is lesser than the normal range. T4 levels 2.8 micrograms per deciliter, which is again lesser than the normal range. TSH 12.7 micro international units, which is again lesser than the normal range. Which is more than the normal range. So the question is, what is your diagnosis? Or will you go for some other therapeutic or diagnostic, not therapeutic, some other diagnostic test? Yes. I expect the answer. Should I tell the answer? Of course, see, T3, T4 का production कम हो गया है. T3, T4 का production कम हो गया है, TSH का बढ़ गया है. तो TSH का ज़्यादा है मतलब क्या? It is not the problem of the pituitary. but TSH को respond कौन नहीं कर रहा है? Thyroid gland. So it is the problem of the thyroid gland and production is less. So it is primary hypothyroidism. So it is a case of primary hypothyroidism. Understood? Primary hypothyroidism. This has decreased, this is increased. So thyroid में गड़बड़ है, ये आपका pituitary है, तो pituitary तो stimulate कर रहा है, TSH level तो है, but it is not producing. So understood this case? Yes. I'll take a screenshot, I will share you. Now you see this, what are the, whatever diagnosis we made, it cannot be just dependent on this laboratory, laboratory finding. You cannot ever do this. You cannot ever do this. Okay. What is there? See, depression, menstrual abnormalities, lack of concentration, bradycardia and constipation. All these are symptoms of hypothyroid patients. How I will tell you? Hypo means what? Less. So everything is reduced. It is, see, basal metabolic rate is seen by what? Thyroid hormones. Okay. They are maintaining. Now, if there is decrease in the hormones, then the effect will also be decreased. So, basal metabolic rate will decrease. Patient's basal metabolic rate will decrease. Patient will be depressive. Patient will be having lack of concentration. Patient will feel sleepy, drowsy, lethargic. There will be bradycardia. Everything will decrease. There is constipation. But it is opposite in hyperthyroidism. Patient is hyperactive. Patient's actions are very much fast. Patient gets angry very fast. There is tachycardia. And so bradycardia and tachycardia, whether these are symptoms? No, these are signs. Bradycardia is a sign. See, bradycardia is a sign, because patient will not tell you whether he is having bradycardia. Patient comes to you with tachycardia, means increased heart rate. It means he will say palpitation, मला धक-धक होता है, मला छातीत धड़धड़ होता है. This is what patient will say. Patient will not say tachycardia, bradycardia. So what you elicit by measuring is the sign. So tachycardia, bradycardia are the signs, not the symptoms. Okay. Palpitation is the symptom. Understand the difference between sign and symptom. Some long time back I had asked a question on the group whether jaundice is a sign or a symptom or it is a disease. Jaundice is not a disease. Jaundice is a yes, skin is yellow, sclera is yellow, yes, mucosa is yellow. What it is? It is symptom or sign? Someone answer me, come on. स्क्लेरा येलो, ये तुमको देखने के बाद मालूम पड़ेगा ना. Yes. So, but patient can see the yellowing. So, it is a symptom. Okay? Yes. So, and when you do the LFT, that is liver function test, and when you see there is increased bilirubin or whatever, so then that is your sign. So, understood? Constipation. And in hyperthyroidism, what will happen? There will be diarrhea. Okay? There will be, yes, amenorrhea or dysmenorrhea. Okay, you go and read that in medicine and surgery. I am not going in details of that. So I am giving you a basic idea of what is this. Hope this case has helped you. And now I end the session. If there are any questions, I am waiting for those. If there are any questions, please, you can ask me. There are a few messages. I'll see what are those. Yeah, I think TSH level are okay. Sign, symptom. Someone answered that it's a sign. Someone answered that it's a symptom. You need to tell me whether it's a sign or a symptom. It's of course, yeah. Okay. Jaundice is a sign or a symptom is the question. Okay. Fine, fine.